Good morning. Today is Friday, June 14th. I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. G7 leaders are continuing their summit in Italy. Today they're talking about migration. Pope Francis will join them later to discuss artificial intelligence. Yesterday, the G7 leaders announced support for Ukraine. President Biden met Ukraine's president on the sidelines of the G7 summit. During a press conference, President Biden was asked about his son Hunter Biden's conviction on federal gun charges. NPR's Deepa Shivaram reports the president says he will not commute his son's sentence.
Biden took questions from the press after giving remarks with Ukrainian President Zelensky. When asked if his son got a fair trial, Biden said he was proud of his son and that Hunter overcame addiction. And Biden said he wouldn't get involved with the legal process.
I am satisfied that I'm not going to do anything. I said I abide by the jury decision, and I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
Reporters later asked if Biden would commute his son's sentence, and he said no. Hunter Biden's sentencing date has not yet been set. Deepa Shivaram, NPR News, Fasano, Italy.
The U.S. Supreme Court has rejected a challenge to accessing abortion medication. NPR's Asma Khalid reports the political fights over reproductive rights are far from over.
On the heels of the High Court's latest decision on access to abortion medication, Vice President Harris points out that many women are still living in states where abortion is now banned, and the court's ruling won't change that.
This is not a cause for celebration, because the reality is certain things are still not going to change.
The White House has repeatedly blamed former President Trump for taking away abortion rights. Trump, who is also the presumptive 2024 Republican presidential nominee, has said abortion should be left up to the states. But some Republicans now argue for federal restrictions on access to medication abortion across the country. Asma Khalid, NPR News.
The Justice Department alleges the Phoenix Police Department uses excessive force and discriminates against people of color and says officers don't have enough oversight. The Justice Department has just concluded a 3-year investigation alleging instances where Phoenix officers used dangerous force that was not necessary. But the president of the Phoenix Law Enforcement Association, Daryl Kriplian, criticized how the report was released.
We are frustrated and appalled by the Department of Justice's decision to release the findings report to the public and the media before allowing the decision makers and the department to review it.
He says he would oppose any consent decree that could put the city of Phoenix under federal supervision for police reform. Similar Justice Department investigations in Minneapolis and Louisville wrapped up last year. City officials there have generally accepted the results. Phoenix officials say they plan to study the report on city police. You're listening to NPR News from Washington.